EPF still front runner for Plus Expressways. EPF still front runners to take over Plus Expressways. Now recently, over the past I think month or so, there's been increasing talk and interest on the fact that Khazanah may sell Plus or may sell UEM to interested parties. Tan Sri Syed Mokhtar Bokhari, his outfit, he has actually written in to take over UEM, which is a subsidiary, a wholly owned entity of Khazanah, which in turn owns approximately 40% of Plus. And then we have got Asas Serba, who has made a 50 billion bid to take over all highway concessionaires in the entire country, with the main target being Plus, because it's ridiculous for them to try and buy the other private concessionaires. Okay, so and then recently there's more talk on EPF taking over Plus, and the comments that have been given to date by analysts have been saying we should give it to EPF because EPF is workers' money. So EPF is the best option to grant the award to. Now I'd like to take a step back to say two things. Number one, the highway toll concessionaire, okay, Plus is the most lucrative in the entire country. Okay, Plus makes profits of anything between 1.2 billion to 1.5 billion a year, and is increasing annually because of increasing traffic. It has a positive cash flow, that means it's a cash cow, of even more than the profits. It has about 2.1 billion of incoming cash every year. Okay, they have got some of the most lucrative terms, okay, in terms of highway concession. Okay, every 3 years they are allowed to increase their toll rates by 10%. This has been delayed by 2 years, but they still have that term whereby every 3 years increase by 10%, otherwise government will have to compensate. Government compensation to Plus last year was 850 million. 850 million government compensation to Plus. So this is a contract that will last, this is a concession that will last until the year 2038. Okay, until 2038, every 3 years increase 10%. Now it is an extremely unfair contract. We all know that this is the highway that burdens the Malaysians, both the businesses who use that for transport of goods as well as consumers who use it regularly to travel between cities in Peninsular Malaysia. Now, up till today, despite the various proposals by various parties, we have proposed, given a proposal to the government on how to take over the Plus concession by the government so that they can then, for example, freeze toll rates and essentially be allowed to be toll-free after 7 or 8 years, because the toll collected over 7-8 years is enough to pay for the cost of acquisition. MCA had supported the proposal. Okay, they had a study team, they have come out with a proposal slightly different from ours, but essentially taking over of Plus by the government and being able to substantially reduce the toll rates. Okay, now none of these proposals has been carried out, none of it has been taken. So the toll rates will remain high, either that or government compensation will remain high. Now we now have talk of a takeover. And EPF is in the picture. Now, everyone is supporting EPF because EPF pays returns to workers. I'm of the view that this will become a case of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay? You are sucking from the people with an unfair toll concession contract to pay your workers, the people. So, KWSP is under pressure to maintain good returns to the people. Okay? Because they have a lot of money, they don't know how to generate the necessary returns to the people. So giving Plus to them allows them to increase their returns to the people. But really this becomes a case of no, Plus is an unfair contract, KWSP is using unfair contracts to pay the people. This is not the way for KWSP to generate returns. Okay, this is not the right way for EPF to be generating returns for the people. If that's the way, then government might as well create more highways, give them unfair contracts, let KWSP manage them, and then KWSP can then pay good returns to the people. So you are basically taking from A to give to B. That is not the way to generate returns for EPF. Number two, So given that is happening, EPF is not this is not the way to give returns. The best way for the people, the outcome, is to create an open tender. If Khazanah is really serious about selling Plus, its ownership in Plus, its ownership in UM, create an open bidding platform. Okay? Say put in the target, for example, toll rates must be frozen. Okay? Concession maybe 10 years. Okay? Put in the target and then do an open bidding to see which party will pay the highest for this toll. That way, the government gains because you get the highest price, okay, for your government assets. Khazanah will get the highest price for the government assets rather than a direct award without any competition. Okay, with competition, you can get the highest price, whether it's Asas Serba or whether it's MMC or whether it's EPF. Number two, you can ensure that the rates, the toll rates, are restructured to a rate that is acceptable to the rakyat, that no longer burdens the rakyat. Okay. By doing this sale to EPF immediately, and this Plus have today, this afternoon, suspended their stock pending an announcement at 5 o'clock. We don't know what the announcement is, but it could be related to this particular acquisition. And if it is, then we will be very disappointed because they have not resolved the fact that Plus, okay, will be making, continue to be making hefty profits at the expense of the commuters. Okay, disproportionate to the cost of construction, disproportionate to the building of the highway. Okay, so there must be open tender for the assets, the government assets. There must be a restructuring first of the toll concession, then only you do the open tender. Okay, giving it to EPF will not solve your problem because it's a case of robbing Peter to pay Paul.